Well, it's been 10 years, 10 wonderful years of making content on YouTube, which is quite the accomplishment, especially for a channel of my size. That's right, I did it. Who do you think you are? I am. 10 years on YouTube. And I just want to go ahead and apologize. I have not scripted this at all. I was supposed to make this video back in July of 2024 when my actual 10-year anniversary was. But I've been kind of putting it off because I really wasn't sure how I wanted to approach this video. So I decided I would instead just talk to the camera like I normally would and just say whatever I feel, and I'll probably edit out the stuff that is not that interesting. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. It's pretty wild to me that this channel has even lasted 10 years. A lot of channels never make it this far, especially at my size. And this channel really didn't start to grow until the last 3 years when other YouTubers started working with me and I started getting some actual sponsors who were investing money into the channel. And you know, I was able to travel. That was probably the biggest event for the channel. Unraid paid for me to go to the UK to meet Space Invader 1. Like, those are pretty much all of the peaks or the most interesting things that have happened all in the last 3 years. In fact, the vast majority of people who watch this channel today are basically brand new to the channel and haven't been around for more than 5 years. Some of you obviously have. You really are the exception here. But it's wild to think that this channel started off as a gaming channel where I was playing Kerbal Space Program and just making gaming videos. Like, that's what I thought I wanted to do, and that's what I was gonna do. But then one of my best friends, Michael, saw that I was building computers all the time and tinkering with stuff, and he kind of pushed me to start making content about building PCs. And the first PC building video I did was in 2015, where I built a mineral-cooled PC, because back then that was kind of all of the rave. Everybody was doing it, and well, I wanted to have a mineral-cooled PC as well. And I really thought that that video would be wildly successful because it was still pretty new back then for people to be doing. And like all the previous videos before then, it got 129 views and 7 likes, which has been pretty much what I've been used to over the last 10 years of making content. Because again, when I started this channel, I never really went in with the idea of trying to be, you know, the next big channel. I've never went in trying to like have this as my job. It was really just to do something because I was kind of like bored, and I was also tinkering with stuff, and so I just wanted to show off like what I was doing. But that kind of ideology didn't really start until I uploaded my first home lab video, when I officially recognized that I joined the home lab community. And that was 8 years ago. So that would have been 2016, and the first video for that was building my first home server, which was a Windows server. I can't even remember. Maybe it might have been a Windows PC, like Windows 10 or something. I don't even remember. And the title of that video was the Disseminator. So I was building my first home server, and that was really my entry point into the home lab community. And that basically marks when the channel transitioned from gaming and anything PC, like gaming PC related, to home lab content. And basically ever since then, I've just been making home lab content related videos. And again, like I said, the whole purpose of this channel was really just to show people what it was like to have a home lab, you know, building things. Maybe you could argue that it was educational to a point. I did try to teach some things and also introduce some concepts and talk about all the problems I had with home labs over the years. I mean, it's really changed a lot over the years to more instructional and guides and more actual knowledge sharing today than it was in the past. Because back in the past, it was basically just a vlog. Like, I've just been vlogging years and years and years of me being in the home lab community. And so, you know, with that kind of mentality, I also told myself I would never say the words, you know, don't forget to like and subscribe. So in the last 10 years on this channel, I have never said those words. I've never asked anyone to like and subscribe to this channel, which is pretty wild because I don't think there's another channel out there that does that. If they do exist, I would be very surprised. And again, the whole point of this channel is not really to be, the next Gamers Nexus or Linus Tech Tips or Paul's Hardware or one of those like super uber big channels of that sorts. Yeah, it would be nice to have, I guess, a larger community, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I've got my small hand-selected group of folks who come back time and time again, and I really appreciate that connection that I can share with those people. And it would be very difficult to do once your channel gets really big, right? But aside from all that, this 10 years on YouTube has really left me conflicted. I don't know what the future holds for this channel. I don't really want to quit because I've been making content, and the investment that I have in this channel is hard to walk away from. Like, just straight up quitting YouTube after giving it 10 years, it's just really hard to walk away from. And I still like making videos for the most part, so I don't really want to quit. But the channel's kind of changing even more today, to the point where I'm making videos for other YouTube channels more frequently than my own. Now, I don't know if that's really intentional. I've kind of find myself not wanting to create content. Like, even making this video, it took me, so I was supposed to make this in July, and now it's January, and this is what it is. Unplanned, unscripted. I'm just going for it. So the channel's changing even more now. I don't know what the future holds. I still want to create content, but my heart is not really in it anymore. Like, I just am really having trouble finding the words to describe how I truly feel. Every now and again, like, I'll find that fire and vigor, and I want to come out here and make videos. But I would be lying if I said to you guys that there have been a lot of days where I just want to sell everything and quit. But like I mentioned, it would be very hard to walk away from this channel, especially after it's grown and just evolved, and I feel like I've accomplished all of my personal goals where, I have this crazy network stack, I have access to hardware I would never have had access to just being like a regular consumer, because as you guys know, home lab equipment is fucking expensive. It's super expensive. And the only real way to kind of get access to that stuff is, one, make a bunch of money, and then proceed to spend it all, and so you'll be poor anyway. Or you can make a YouTube channel and hopefully make some extra cash, which is the whole, well, not the whole point, but part of the point of this channel was to do, and use the money from the channel to buy stuff that you wouldn't typically be able to afford. And I feel like I kind of own everything that I would want for a home lab. Like, yeah, there are constantly new things coming out and that I could buy, but after coming home from work all day, I don't know if I want to be a system administrator anymore at home. And that actually brings up another point. I have a kid now who's getting much, much older and is becoming more active in school and extracurricular activities. And I find myself coming home from work and just kind of wanting to veg out and just relax and hang out and be with the family, and also participate in whatever my kid is doing after school, whether that be singing at some recital or playing baseball or just going to the park and skating or whatever it is. Whatever it is. I find myself wanting to do that more and more and more, and that takes up a lot of time. So when you work full time, 8 hours a day, and then you come home and then you're like, well, time to make a YouTube video, and that can take hours and hours and hours as well. But then you still got to be a parent on top of that, and then you got to meal prep and take care of your personal life. I'm just kind of burnt out, I think, and like I said, I don't know if my heart's in it anymore. But I don't want to quit at the same time. And I also have all of this really nice equipment. The studio is set up. I think it looks cool. I've got lights and an expensive camera and an expensive lens. I've got, this expensive gaming computer. I have everything that you would need to have a really good YouTube channel. So it's like, you can't just throw that all away. So, yeah, I'm in a real tough spot. And I think moving forward, what I'll probably end up doing is still create content, but when I feel like it versus being forced into it. So in the past, I used to try and release one video a week, every week, all year long, and that worked out great for me. I was able to stick to that for a long time, but I also gave up a lot of my free time. Like, I haven't played video games, and I missed out on some family things, and like, the channel just really got in the way of a lot of things, especially because I already work a full-time job. Like, this isn't a full-time job for me. So, it was supposed to be this personal project thing, and it became a lot of work, which I don't regret doing, but it's become too taxing now, especially since I work full-time. I can't quit my full-time job because this channel isn't big enough to take care of my family and myself, and yeah, so it's just a real rock and a hard place. So something has to give somewhere, and I think I'm ready to let go of how much dedicated time I put into YouTube. And honestly, since about July of 2024, you guys have probably noticed that I've stopped making a lot of content, and you've probably seen me playing video games online more. Those of you that are friends with me on Discord and wherever it may be, you've probably seen me playing games more often. And that's been fun. It's been quite nice to come home and be able to just sit down and play video games like I could when I was much, much younger and enjoy that free time. And so now that I see what it's like to have free time, it really makes me not want to make content anymore. So anyway, this is starting to get long-winded. I can already tell that I'm starting to I'm all over the place at this point. I don't know. I don't really know what there is to say from this point forward. I guess we'll see what happens. Again, I'm not going to quit just yet, but there will probably be less and less content as time goes on. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. So, peace.